start dragging out, I got it going along. But 11B for the most part, I found okay, and then 11B, I'd say is definitely the best.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that 11A, if they would have just, I mean, the reason why they did the whole Reaper arc, I say this all the time, is that they had to create a storyline because in the comics, Volume 30 is basically what 11A is, and
nothing really happens.
And nothing happens at like the Alexandria places. It's really just them rebuilding, and nothing happens. It's just focused on that first group in the Commonwealth for 6 volumes until at the very end. So they had to create something because, but then again, it might have benefited them and just to have the entire half of the season, just have that they're just there, you know, in Commonwealth and not even show anybody back at home. That could have just been beneficial, but they always didn't want to do that. You know, so they created a whole new storyline with Maggie coming back, but then again, I didn't like the Reapers because they added too much realism to them. Because it ruined it for me whenever they said they basically were a Navy SEAL team, or they were like an Army brigade. I thought that added too much realism and made them not look as badass. It didn't, because I wanted it to be like how Angela Kang said. They were like a group of people that were like highly trained warriors, like a whole bunch of Michonnes. But no, it's just a whole bunch of Army Marines. I don't really like that because that just makes them look more weaker, it just doesn't make them look as scary, you know. I wanted it to be more like just a whole bunch of, they were mercenaries, but they were just military mercenaries. I wanted it to be like they were just like highly trained mercenary, you know. I wanted that, but when they said they're Army Brigade, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, they just weren't consistent enough. I mean.
Yeah. So the introduction was great, but then after you started getting to know more about them, it just kind of fell off. You know, it kind of fell off flat. I thought. We are live right now. What's up? It's over A's. We got Deadwalker. We got Chosen with us on the Walking Dead Thursdays. So welcome, all you Walking Dead fans out there.
Let me ask you guys, so do you think these rumors are true, or at least the speculations go around? Of course, you still got that Twitter account, Andy Lincoln News, saying, oh, we're going to be seeing something here soon. You got Covered Geekly saying, you got Covered Geekly. Chosen, do you know about the whole Andy Lincoln News thing that, like, they're always accurate about stuff with Andrew Lincoln?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. I don't really go on. Is it on Twitter? I don't know.
Yeah, on Twitter.
I'm not even following that one. I don't think. You'd have to. You have to send me that one.
Apparently, like the end credit scene. Do you think we're gonna see Rick? Let me ask you.
Definitely.
Shows we're gonna see Rick in some aspects. Do you think it's gonna be the end credit scene, or do you think it's like gonna be like the very end, like the cliffhanger we see Rick show up or something?
I think there's a good likelihood we'll see Rick. But like in like an end credit scene or something like that, it won't be in, you know, he won't go up to like Alexandria and be like, hey guys, what's going on? He won't be doing anything like that, because that would like kind of low key spoil certain things. So
yeah,
I think that it's going to be for sure an end credit scene. What would you like it to be? Because some people have speculated that it's going to be like a. Some people have speculated that it could be like an action sequence, you know, with him or something, and that's the end credit scene or something like that. Some people have speculated it's you know, him waking up in a hospital. What would you want it to be?
Well, what I think it won't be is, I've been seeing a lot of, like, you can go on like Google Images and just see a lot of like fan-made images of Rick in like CRM armor and stuff like that as like a soldier. I don't think Rick is going to be a soldier, because like whatever they need him for, like a B, did they call him a B? Whatever they need him for, it's going to be more important than just being a soldier.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is that, I mean, some people have speculated, like I said before, that it's going to be like he'll be like a people say it'll be like he's going to be an battle sequence with the CRM and like CRM tactical gear. That's one thing I've heard, and then another thing that like a lot of people want to see is him in a hospital waking up, kind of like, you know, parallel to the first episode. That's something I actually would want to see more, just because the parallel, I always liked that, you know, the parallels. I would love to see that. Like, I like Brian's idea where he says, instead of him seeing dead flowers, like in the first episode, he sees fully fresh flowers. You know, instead of it looking, the hospital's overrun and dead, overrun and like, just nobody's there. There's actually people operating on him, or at least there's nurses there. Like, he calls out nurse help, and a nurse actually does come versus one doesn't. You know, I like that actually idea by Brian. I think that actually would work really well.
Yeah, George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, once said, like, you know, it's like poetry, it rhymes. So that would be kind of like a cool full circle thing, and would be easy. That would be easy to film too. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the way that Andrew Lincoln looks whenever he was hanging out with Norma Reedus. I think that's gonna be the exact way he's gonna look in the end credit scene if he's actually in the episode. I think that's gonna be exactly how he looks. Unless they want to do a prosthetic, you know, a prosthetic beard like they did in that one promo for 5B, if you remember. They did a promo for 5B, and you could just tell that it was a fake beard that Andrew Lincoln had on. Like, it was a giant beard, and you could just tell it wasn't even real. You could just tell it was a fake beard.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Guns. Welcome. So Mr. Blob. What's up, everybody? How you guys
Let me
doing?
ask you, what would you like to? If Rick's in the end credits scene, what would you want it to be?
I think that would be pretty cool, but obviously I kind of want more than just him waking up. I'd like, you know, more of his situation, what he's going to be doing there, but I don't know if they're going to give us that. Just reveal more than just like him waking up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they want to. It's going to be a big cliffhanger for sure, because they're not going to reveal a lot, because they're going to want people to. That's the thing, is that it's more of a money thing. It's more of a. On a business standpoint, they're going to do something that's going to really excite the fans, but it's going to be like, oh, we want to see more. So now it's kind of making fans want, okay, we want to watch the spinoff now. That's what I think they're going to do. I just see it because, on a business standpoint, that would be smart, you know.
He does.
To give us, and then it'd be like a cliffhanger, and then people will want to watch it, the spinoffs. You know, get people to watch the spinoffs.
Dog does come back in the finale, really? Lit. That's fire.
We won't see Mr. Epic complain about that anymore.
That's lit. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Blob.
I honestly wonder if the reason why we haven't seen Dog is because of
he got captured
or something.
I think it's because he just got captured, you know.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's like they can't have an animal around firing objects, or well, actually, no, I don't really think those objects really fire. But then again, I don't know if I think that maybe the reason why they don't have Dog around is because of certain rights. Like, I remember they in Talking Dead, like Michael Cutler's was saying whenever he directed the episode with Dog, that it was like, yeah, there's certain things you can and cannot do with the dog and stuff like that, you know, since it's an animal.
Right.
I remember one movie that came out had, like, there was this allegation, there was like this lawsuit that came out because there was a behind the scenes video of them showing them throwing a dog in the water, and like because like apparently that was considered abuse. So like, I don't know, there might be a lot of laws with it. I just think it's because he's captured. We're probably gonna see him again. I would be kind of dumb if we don't.
If to be honest, as much as I do like Dog, don't get me wrong, I think it was okay not seeing him in these episodes just because too much stuff was happening. You know what I mean? Like, too many crazy things were happening, and I think he would have either got screwed, you know what I mean, or or something bad could have happened to him, you know.
Yeah, he's probably just in the doggy pound in the Commonwealth. You know, he's probably just in the doggy pound in the Commonwealth. Kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean,
you know?
I just think too much shooting was going on. Too many zombies around. You know what I mean? Too many, you know, getting caught or whatever, or like those guys fighting Darrow and Carol at that point. You know, you had that going on. I mean, just too much craziness going on. You know, I think it made.
By the way,
made sense.
I know that a lot of people hate Pamela as a villain, but in episodes 11, 23, they really make you just hate her by just what she says. You know, just by how she said, we protect the estates. She said, you know, like, wall off the estates, let the dead invade, you know, the poor neighborhood. That just makes you want to hate her, you know, hate her. And then have her shoot Judas. They make people want to fucking cut Pamela's head off in this episode. And I think it was a good idea, but then again, she's kind of been a whack. She was not that good of a villain as Lance, just because Lance was more menacing. Pamela is just kind of like a woman that is behind so much power. Realistically, you know, she would just get, I don't know, I just do it. I like Lance as a villain. That's why some people said that we should have kept Lance as a villain versus Pamela. You know, but they of course, wanted to stay true to the comics more. Because Pamela wasn't the main villain of the end of the comics, Sebastian was. But she was, like, the secondary antagonist because she, like, tried to, you know. But I don't know. What did you guys think of Pamela overall as a villain?
I don't really see her as a villain, though. That's the thing. Like, yeah, she's not a good person, but I don't see her as a villain because other than, like, capturing, you know, the group and, like, bringing them to, like, that like, working camp, whatever that was, like, what has she done that's villainous? Like, yeah, like, Sebastian and Lance have done villainous stuff, but, like, Pamela, other than, like, now, I guess, shooting Judith and all this stuff, and she hasn't done much that's villainous.
True.
Well, yeah, but
true. She's done some iffy things here and there, but yeah, I mean, like you said, not crazily villainous. You know, not Negan type of villainous. You know, or the governor type of villainous. You know, which I agree with that. I do. So, you know, but I mean, as her character by herself, I think she does pretty good. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I underestimated her character.
I think Layla Robbins was a good casting choice for Pamela, mainly because I really like her in The Boys, because I'm a big Boys fan. I think she does a great Pamela. I think, honestly, majority of Commonwealth characters that they casted from the comics actually was really great casting, especially Taylor Rapp Olsen, who played Sebastian. I thought he was a really great casting choice. He does a really great job. Lance, he was a good casting choice, even though he's the one that looks the least like his comic counterpart. And Mercer, I think that Michael James Shaw nobody can portray Mercer like he does. So I honestly, overall, the casting choices that they made for the Commonwealth storyline I thought was really great. What did you think, Chosen?
I think they're all great too. Other than, I'd say my least favorite is probably Sebastian. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like his acting until his final two episodes.
Bitches.
And I can't really think of why I didn't like it. There's probably just subtle stuff, but I didn't really like it until the final two episodes.
And for all the rules.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that it was kind of, I mean, with Sebastian dying, just because it was kind of like a role reversal, except it wasn't, well, I guess it wasn't a role reversal because he didn't die the same way Rick died in the comics, but it was kind of like, you know, because there's nobody to take Rick's death, he's going to die, you know, so, and I truly believe that if Andrew Lincoln wouldn't have left the show, they would have gone down the same storyline as the comics. I truly believe that. I don't think, you know, they would have changed Rick's death. I don't think they would have, just because they would have wanted to do the comics accurately. But then again, I mean, I'm the one, I hated Rick's death, but at the same time, I get it, though. I get what they're trying to get at. Because a lot of people of high regard, people that were considered like, you know, heroes, were assassinated. You know, JFK, Abraham Lincoln, JFK's brother, people that people loved, a lot of people that were people that loved these people were assassinated. So someone of high praise was assassinated. So I think that they're trying to get at with Rick, that, you know, because Rick was a person that everybody loved, he was assassinated. I think that's what they're getting at. That's how I get it, you know. And the way that Robert Kirkman describes it is that it's like he was so safe there that that's the only way he could have died, you know.
Right.
But then again, could have done it a way better way. But then again, I get when you think about it. When
I don't know, they've been steering away from the comics in a lot of ways. So it's hard to say whether or not they would have went the right way or if they didn't. With all these spin-offs going on, it makes me hard to believe that. Well, then again, maybe Rick was the reason why these spin-offs happened. It could be that.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe
I don't know. That's hard to say.
Maybe Rick is why they steered away. But then again, Angela Kay and Scott Gimple had plans to go past this storyline 10 plus more years. So that makes me think, well, maybe they weren't going to do that, you know?
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, we ain't going to be in a 3-hour phone call this time, so. Mr. Bitches.
Well, what?
He's on the stream. He wants to join the call, by the way.
Oh, no, he'll still on the way to where we're still talking about Marvel again. Not this time.
I feel like they still want to do spin-offs just because they're kind of going into that Marvel route, because now they recently called like certain seasons like phases and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think doing that is better rather than calling, you know what I mean, going season 12 and season 13 and season 14 and 15 and 16. You know what I mean? Because it starts to kind of get repetitive. You know what I mean?
Certain shows can pull it off, like Supernatural. Supernatural is a perfect example of a show that lasted 15 seasons that actually did it right, even though some of the seasons were actually trash. Supernatural is a good example of that, where it actually worked. It lasted 15 seasons, and it actually could have gone longer. The only reason why it didn't go longer was because the actors said, we're done. If they wouldn't have said they were done, it would have went longer. Probably season 20, honestly.
Yeah, if it can be like The Simpsons.
Yeah. I know. But then again, that's different because it's more of a comedy show than just a story that has a consistent story. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, Chose, let me ask you something. What was your favorite part of this season overall? Like, what was your favorite thing that they did this season?
I don't know, maybe it's just the character relationships between, certain characters. Like, at the beginning, I love the kind of going at each other.
Oh, yeah.
Then I kind of like a bit of Daryl and Leah, but I kind of like near the end, I didn't like it as much, but I kind of like a bit of that. Then
Leah turned out to kind of be a waste of a character, unfortunately.
Yeah, but at the beginning, it was like kind of interesting, you know what I mean? Especially with that one episode of season 10. And then what I'm liking now is that they're doing things with like what the heck am I saying? I almost said Lucy. With Judith. And, she's kind of being a bit, not necessarily sassy, but, she's kind of having an argumentative like tone towards Daryl. And I kind of find it a bit comedic, but I kind of love that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how a little girl is sitting there talking down to him.
Yeah. So you're like, that's crap.
It's like, you sit down, Mr. Puppy.
Or like, earlier seasons, she was like, that's a swear. I'm a kid, asshole. Yeah, Judith, I mean, some people like Windblown Coyote said yesterday, he's like, I don't think they did enough with her character. Now that's more RJ. They didn't really do enough with RJ, I will say. But
yeah, I agree.
They could definitely do more of Judith. I think they should still have done more.
They could. I just think the reason why is because of the whole child labor laws. They couldn't have her enough episodes because she's under the age of 18. The reason why I worked with Chandler Riggs is because he was over the age of 18 playing someone who was 14 years old. So that's how that works. But because Kaylee Fleming is, how old is she now? 15? Yeah, she's 15 now. That the child labor laws, they also apply at my job. So that's probably the main reason why they couldn't do enough with her.
Yeah, that
yeah, maybe.
It. That could definitely hurt you, especially if you want to be in it. Because I'm sure she wanted to definitely be in it. You know what I mean? I'm sure of that. But the prior was like, well, you can only do this many episodes.
Now, death predictions. Who do you think will die in this series finale?
I think.
Well, you go first, Chosen.
I think Luke is dead.
I think they already spoiled it in the promo photo.
Low key, yeah.
They showed the photos and you can see Luke like on the ground in the background.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. You're gonna have to send me that picture. You have to send me that picture.
What?
You're gonna have to send me that thumbnail. The reason why I didn't ask you Superman is because I wanted to get started. That's the reason why. I don't want to start late. I'm sick of starting late. Anyways, continue.
No, but who else chosen? Do you think Luke maybe he just fell over and that's just like when he falls over and gets back up?
Yeah. Luke. They could obviously kill like Magna and Kelly, but I kind of think they won't do it. Diane, maybe. Like, I could see her, like, getting, like, quickly shot and then they would just, like, pan to another scene.
Isn't that one of those characters like Marco that, like, just barely appears, but yet she's been around for a long time?
I think Ezekiel dying would be a cool bet.
It could be. He's really, I mean, it's been kind of a, I mean, I will say I do agree with Carrie Payton that Ezekiel's arc hasn't been the greatest this season. I'm a little disappointed about that. I am too. I thought Ezekiel was a little bit lackluster this season. But I do think Rosita's a goner. I just think how they've been having her these past few. The thing that I always notice is that a character that you see a lot
except a Deadwalker
in a season. What?
No, keep going. You're fine. You're fine. Keep going. Sorry.
But
he keeps asking.
I thought a character that is seen a lot is the character that dies. So we've seen a lot of Rosita this half the season. We've seen a lot of her, especially character-wise. We've seen a lot with especially last episode, how she's trying to find Coco. That's just something just makes you feel she's gonna die in this episode. Jerry could, because he said before he left, he said, "See you on the other side." Like, oh, he could die too.
He could. I feel like he's safe though. I want Elijah to die just because like he's been like he was introduced and he was like such an interesting character when he was introduced, and we had all these theories on him and like if he's related to the Reapers and stuff. But none of that matters. And they just do nothing with him other than give him like a storyline with like Lydia. I just hope he dies. Like he's been there for 18 episodes doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I do agree. That one of the theories.
I'll be shocked
if
he doesn't.
What?
I'll be shocked if he doesn't die in this finale.
Well, here's the thing: is that a lot of theories came out was that like he was a former Reaper, and that he like joined Maggie because he was tired of what the Reapers were doing. That was one theory I heard, and unfortunately that was a missed opportunity because that would have been really cool. And then, like, people were saying, I mean, this obviously wasn't true, was that it was Dwayne, but that's impossible. And I think that it was, I mean, he came off as, like, this really skilled warrior, with those little sides. And we haven't really seen much of that. Now, we see, once he took his mask off, we really see the majority of him with his mask off, And the relationship he has with Lydia, it was hinted at in 11B because he had a crush on Lydia, but it really doesn't make sense. It's not, it doesn't really make sense, as with a lot of relationships in the show. Rick and Michonne makes sense, but it wasn't really built up like it was. They were just, the way that they had it before was just they were really good friends. They never hinted at they were interested in each other. They just happened. But then again, it makes sense because if Andrea is not alive, what other character is compatible with Rick that was alive long enough? Well, Michonne, obviously. And then Rosita and Gabriel were the relationship that did not make sense to me the most. I don't understand who came up with that idea, but it was dumb. I don't understand how Gabriel and Rosita work at all.
What do you think of Elijah? What if he got with Kelly? Because remember in Home Sweet Home, they kind of interacted a bit. And those were also times when we thought, like, Elijah was mute. But, he's obviously not mute. But, what do you think of Elijah if he got with Kelly?
I don't know. Kelly's one of those characters they don't really do too much with. They did more with her sister more, which I think Connie is actually, in my opinion, besides Connie might be the best character out of all of Magna's group.
Right. Yeah.
In my opinion. I think Connie might be the best character out of a Magnus group.
I agree. I'll agree with that.
Sorry.
No,
I mean, the only other I said was really good was the only character I said that could beat her is Yumiko because of the whole storyline she had this season. But and then again,
Yumiko
I just think Connie's the best.
Yumiko is definitely up there. I do like her character.
Yeah, but maybe because she took Michonne's storyline in the comics, you know. Luke really, he's really not. He should have died a long time ago. He should have died a long time ago. Gabriel.
It's just the third.
I do love Father G. You know, I love Father G. He's probably one of the most interesting characters the show's ever put out there when it comes to character development wise. Especially people that are really, especially with people that are religious, would really like that character as well. He should have died. They set it up twice. They set it up in the Reaper arc, they set it up in the Whisper arc, and they didn't do it both times. Missed opportunities. They could have had Gabriel die at the end of the Reaper arc because they had him set up in the top of the sniper at the top of the tower in the Reaper arc, and then they had it set up in the Reaper War, not the Reaper War, the Whisper War, and they didn't do it. So that's the thing that kind of annoyed me was that, in my opinion, Gabriel should have died at those times, at least either one of them.
Yeah, they're trolling us at this point. I don't think Gabriel would die.
Yeah,
probably.
Do you think they did that? Do you think they did that on purpose to troll us?
I think definitely in what was episode 19 of season 10 with like Aaron and Gabriel. I think definitely in that episode because remember there was like a water tower near the end or something like that. I think that was definitely a troll.
Yeah. I just think that when it comes to the comic Gabriel, he wasn't that good of a character, and that's the reason why he got that death was because that was like he just wasn't as good of a character as he's in the show, you know. That's why I think that they didn't do it to him is because he's way better of a character in the show, you know. Like that's the reason why they didn't kill off Carol in season 3. I found this out a few weeks ago is that they actually decided to kill off T-Dog. The main reason why was because Irony Singleton showed up late all the time to the show. Or at least when the filming days, he always show up late, so they decided to kill him off instead of Carol. Carol was actually supposed to die in that episode where she disappeared. She was actually supposed to die in that episode, but they killed him off instead.
Yeah, T-Dog is hilarious. I love him.
I love T-Dog. He was one of my good friends who didn't watch the show that long said that T-Dog was his favorite character. You know, he was funny. You know, he was one of those comedic relief characters.
Fuck buddies.
Let me ask you, who do you think was the worst adaptation of a character from the comics? In my opinion, it was Alan.
Oh, I read that.
Alan was up. Alan from season 3. Because the way they portrayed him was terrible, with him to just go join the governor. But what do you think, Chosen? Who do you think was the worst comic adapted character in the show?
I'd say, off the top of my head right now, I don't know.
Well, off the top of my head, Alan, just because Alan was like the father figure for Rick at the beginning of the comics, you know, because he was the father of Ben and Billy, you know, and that's why I say that. But the way they portrayed him in the show is that he showed up to the prison, you know, and he just joined the governor. And you know, of course, in the comics, after Alan died, Dale becomes the father figure because Herschel in the comics is just a broken man. He's not a person for advice. He's just a broken man. Dale's more the father figure for Rick until he dies in the comics. Of course, in the show, Herschel becomes that because they expand more on his character. You know, because like I said, in the comics, he's just more of a broken man. It's just has kind of lost his mind.
Sure.
Yeah. Not that TV show Tyrese is necessarily bad, but the comic Tyrese is way better.
Well, that's because Daryl. If Daryl didn't exist in the show, they would have expanded on Tyrese way more. Because Tyrese was the right-hand man for Rick for a while. you know. He was like, you know, he was with Daryl for
except Daryl kind of overdid that with this character.
What do you mean?
Well, he ended up becoming the right hand man instead of Tyrese.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's the thing is that they focused a lot on Daryl just because he was so popular. You know,
Right.
he was so unpopular that they created a character that Robert Kirkman said, okay, let me create a character that looks like Daryl, but it's not Daryl in the comics. That turned out to be Dwight. You know, then whenever they got around, a lot of people are speculating on what was going to happen when they reached that storyline. They're like, is Dwight not going to be present in this TV show because Daryl's there? Is Dwight going to kill Daryl and take his vest, you know, and become the new Daryl? Because how are they going to make that work? Because, you know, this character exists because this character. That was one thing people were confused about. I remember Take the Path Presents was wondering about that. I remember Zeus Tubers were wondering about that. But they did it in a way, actually, where it was cool, where Daryl didn't die, but he took his vest, so where he actually looked like comic Dwight, you know, and they worked together. I liked that, actually, you know, because really the only reason why Dwight exists, the Dwight character exists because of Daryl. You know, that is the only reason why the Dwight character was created was because of Daryl, you know, in the comics. It's kind of funny.
I actually don't like TV Dwight. I like comic Dwight, though.
I don't mind
I see why.
I don't mind
Dwight. A lot of people don't like comic Dwight because of how his story ended in the comics. But did you like how Dwight's story, his comic story ended in the Chosen?
I think it should have been a little more fleshed out because I don't see, you know, Rick. You know, I think he you know, would probably second guess his straight up shooting his friend there because, like, Dwight low key became like the second hand man there. Even though Dwight and him, it was built up a bit because in the Whisper War, Dwight and Rick had some, you know, confrontations of the ways that they were doing things and all that stuff. Yeah, but it was okay, I guess. Like the general idea was okay.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, one of my friends who is a big Walker Red comic fan, he says that sorry about that. He actually says that he thinks that they actually would have had Dwight kill Rick. Like if Rick, he says that this is a guy. He's a big Governor fan. He thinks the Governor, in his opinion, he thinks the Governor was overall more of a brutal villain than Negan, which is true because Negan actually was more had more of a heart. So that's besides the. He said that if they did Rick's death this way, I might have liked it. And people could be outraged by this, but I think I might have liked it. He says, imagine if Rick in the final few episodes, like Dwight is the main villain, and he like embarrasses him in front of the Commonwealth, you know, and he gets arrested, and he like embarrasses him, and Dwight just says fuck it and just kills Rick, you know, and pulls out his gun, just shoots Rick and kills him. You know, he's like, I might have liked that. You know, it would have been a big twist. You know, especially what they were building up with Dwight. That could have, honestly, I would have liked that. I might have liked that.
Interesting.
I know. I always said that I was like, I don't know, dude. You know, how Dwight be the character to kill Rick? I don't know about that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Well, especially since now he's on Fear.
Well, yeah, and so we're talking about comic Dwight. Comic Dwight is a lot more different. Just mainly because he never got back together with Sherry. You know, Sherry actually became the new leader of the Saviors in the comics and tried to overthrow Rick. And then Rick accidentally kills Sherry. And after that, Dwight started to, like, not like Rick anymore. Even though it was an accident, Dwight just started to not like Rick anymore after that. It was kind of funny.
I also do like Sherry, comic Sherry, more than TV Sherry.
Really? Because we didn't see too much of her in the comics.
I think she had more of a personality in the comics than she does in the show. In the show, she's just some typical, you know, I don't know, just that typical, I want to, you know, be a good guy character.
I mean, I will admit, I'm not going to lie, as much as I hated Season 7 of Fear, I will admit that her and Dwight in Fear have been pretty decent.
Yeah, in Fear I do like it. But in the main show I don't.
Which is kind of shocking to say, because in the beginning I wasn't really too fond of them. Their story was kind of boring. But now I like their story. I like their characters now. Pretty much the only reason why I'm still watching.
Like the weirdest thing they ever did. The weirdest thing they ever did with Dwight was that they had him, like they had the opening of 703, just him making a sandwich. Like I get the whole idea where he's like they're showing the inside of the sanctuary more. They're showing him like going around stealing stuff or taking stuff from the workers and making a sandwich that he wants. I thought that was really weird. Dwight is making a sandwich, but then I get what they're trying to do.
Wow.
I will say that like that actor's got to be going through hell because every time he has to wear that prosthetic mask on his face, that sucks.
Oh yeah. I bet. Yeah, because he can't get rid of that.
And here's an interesting thing though. In the comics, it's actually worse of a burn because he actually can't blink. Dwight actually can't blink. He has to continuously put eye drops in his eyes all the time in the comics. Like you always see scenes of him like lifting his head back and putting eye drops in his eyes because he can't blink. Because actually the wherever he got his face ironed, he actually ironed it over his eyes versus just the side of his face. So it's actually worse of a burn in the comics. You remember that, Chosen?
Yeah, I like that detail.
Yeah, like he can put eye drops in his eyes because he can't blink. In the comics, it's actually kind of cool. It's like, how the fuck do you sleep, buddy?
Grace, have you read the comics?
I'm on. Oh shit, I forgot what chapter I'm on. I'm in like the beginning though. I'm still on the first book. I don't know. I think I might be like 70 pages in. I can't remember. It's been. Well, Super Batman, that's your own opinion, bro.
Well, I mean, I don't think you really care because me and Super Batman always talk about the differences in the comics. You hear it all the time, so you're kind of spoiled all the time there.
Huh.
So there's really no going back.
I mean, he keeps asking to come on the stream, but I figured, Deadwalker should shut up and let the other person talk. He just, wow. Damn. You catch
What happened?
You didn't hear what he said?
I'll go look at it.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can look at it. I ain't gonna say it again. He freaking wants to be in the stream, but like I said,
kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
Damn.
Yeah. What are you gonna do now?
God damn. Jeez. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
No, but like the thing about it is that would you say the comics overall was better? Was an overall better series than the show was? Because the comics had some downs, the show had some downs. Which series overall did it better?
I like the comics more because they go into detail on like certain things, ways of survival, and they also make it more human in a way where, even though like I guess in a show like it'd be more repetitive and people might not like it, but they kind of in the comics they you have the characters like asking other characters like what are your opinions on this, like how do you feel about this, like, and all this stuff, and I don't know, I think the characters are way better in the comic. And just the detail, attention to detail, I like in the comic.
Yeah, and I agree. That's why Robert Kirkman really it just shows where the show went after Robert Kirkman wasn't involved in the show anymore. And why he's not involved in the show anymore really is because of you just see the difference in where it was after a certain amount of seasons when Robert Kirkman wasn't involved. You just see that stuff go away, kind of, because that's why I thought Robert Kirkman was just a master. And then this isn't only his very fucking successful comic series. He got Invincible, Oblivion Song, Die Die Die. besides this one, so Robert Kirkman overall is a very, very talented comic book writer, but he's not very good at ending it. Like, the comics ended so abruptly because he just ran out of ideas. That's what he said. He's like, when I run out of ideas, I end the book. It's like, well, you know, end it in a good way. Don't just end abruptly, like, boom, you know? That's the only downside I say to Robert Kirkman. He's not very good at ending books, but then again, I don't know how Invincible ended.
Invincible had a good ending.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least he did that one good.
I know I stopped reading Die 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 in Oblivion, so.
I heard Oblivion Song was good.
I guess it tells you he can do a good ending, for sure. Huh.
Oh, sorry, Race.
Well, I guess that tells you that he can at least do a good ending, so that's good. Huh. What comic book was that, by the way, that you said he did a good ending? Which one was that?
Invincible.
Invincible? Okay. That's good.
Superhero comic.
It's Robert Kirkman's superhero comic book series, and it's actually adapted in an animated series right now, but they have actually done differently.
I heard good things about that, actually. I heard a lot of good things about that.
I did too. They actually had a lot of actors from the Walking Dead voice characters.
Yeah, Steven Yeun is the main character in Invincible with the show.
Steven Yeun, the actor of Glenn, is actually the voice of Invincible. Believe it or not, kind of crazy, isn't it?
He also wrote Marvel's Zombie.
Yeah, I mean, I think The Walking Dead improved on some stuff in the comics. Like, they actually improved on the Hunters in the comics. The Terminus, I thought that was actually a good example of the show actually outperforming the comics when it came to that storyline. The Commonwealth actually outperformed the comics, just because the comics Commonwealth was a lot of talk.
I kind of wish they, in the show, they went more politically, like almost like Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the thing is that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, that'd have been pretty interesting.
At least added aspects to that.
Back on character deaths, I do think Rosita might die. She definitely might be one. What do you guys think?
What, for Rosita dying, did you say?
Yeah, in the finale.
I think there's definitely a good chance, but it's also like everybody's thinking that Rosita's gonna die, so I'm like, I don't know. They might have like purposely made it so like everybody thinks Rosita's gonna die, but she's not actually gonna die.
I don't want Jerry to die. I really don't. I like his character. I'll be sad if he dies.
I think Jerry's like I don't know. I think Jerry's safe. I know he did have that line and everything. I think he should be fine.
Yeah, I just like his character. He's a funny character, you know.
It's not unheard of for the show to throw that in there, to throw us off, especially with the dumpster gate. With Thank You, that episode of season 6, episode 3, where Glenn's presumed death at the time. He says, like, to Rick, like, good luck, asshole, as in, like, you know, like a callback to what he first said to Rick when he first met him, you know. But like Dan said the other day, whenever he reviewed that episode, he's like, it was probably the biggest and also the best fake out death ever, you know, just because of how it was done and how it faked out the fans. And on top of that, it also tricked the fans into thinking he was safe, and then they killed him off not too long after. You know, I thought it was perfect. You know.
Well, no, Super Batman, Deadwalker didn't. You didn't want him on, is that right? Deadwalker.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if he's on. It's up to you.
Well, I mean, you kind of stated your opinion, so.
Oh no, I was just joking around. I thought you wanted that too, because you were like, I was just joking around. I was like, no, he'll steer the conversation away. But I don't care if he's on it, you know.
I just don't, let's stick within the stick within the topic. Let's not. I don't want to give a frick about Marvel. I don't, anything about, that's not what the stream's about. You start doing that, I'm gonna end the shit. I will end it unabruptly.
Oh, no, you're good. I get you.
No, I'm just saying that in general. That's probably why. That's like I said. I don't regret leaving the call last night. I really don't, because you guys went to 3 hours. Jesus Christ.
We did.
I'm so happy I left that call. I am. Jeez.
It went from Marvel to Supernatural to Cobra Kai, and then we left off at Cobra Kai.
Jeez.
Yeah, we were talking about almost every show in that cover. It was fun.
All right. Well, if you guys, all right, if you want to make another closer to 4 hours, yeah. Like I said, good thing I wasn't in it. Needed sleep. That was one of the things, and continuing to God of War Ragnarok. That was the other. All right. If you want to make another DM, since you made this one, you can add Super Batman to it.
You cool with that, Chosen?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I'll go make it. Well, actually, let me see if I can, because I don't know if Super Batman added me back. Okay, yeah, he did. Okay, I'm gonna make it right now.
No, Mr. Batman. We are not doing it for 20 hours.
All right, there we go. I'm calling it right now.
If you want to do it for 20 hours, you can go ahead. Stupid iPad. Alright, there we go.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? What's up? So. Okay. So let me ask you, Sue, Mr. Mitchell, what is your death predictions? Jerry? No, I'm talking about for the years from now. Jerry? Anybody else? Rodrigo?
You're thinking Jerry? Wow.
He said, I'll be back. When you say that, you're done. Yeah, that's facts, though, in a lot of situations. He said, I'll be right back. When I hear that, I'm like, adios. He didn't say that. He said, I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah,
that's pretty much than saying I'll be right back. Pretty much saying I'll see you on the other side means he's planning on seeing him again. That means he won't be back. Yeah, that's the cursed words in any horror movie. But I mean, Jerry's done. I mean, Jerry's kind of one of those characters that I love him. He's a very comedic relief character, but the thing about it is that he's kind of a character that I guess you'd say has been he's like Tara. Tara should not have been alive that long. I mean, seriously, her story, in my opinion, ended in All Out War. In my opinion, that's when her story ended. I don't know why they kept her around even longer than that. Tara's a small character in the comics. I know, that's why. That's why I say that. But then again, I just think that Tara was one of those characters that was just alive way too long. I mean, like her sister. Her sister, the only thing Lily does in the comics is shoot Lori and then shoots the governor. Yeah, and then we see her story expanded upon in the novels, which I don't know too much about the novels, but I know that it's just a lot of stuff that happens with Woodbury after, Yeah, it's not bad. Comics, but more than the show. I mean, Chosen, what is the character you think that was alive way too long, that really should have died, way before that they eventually did, or
Tara.
Carol. You say Tara? You say Tara too? I say Carol. Well, Carol, I just think they really like the actress Melissa.
She's been on too long.
But Carol's a lot different than the comics.
Yeah, I know, but
I think it's definitely Aaron's time. I think Aaron should die.
no, Aaron's been on. I actually like Aaron on the show. I like him better on the show than I do in the comics.
That is facts, because he really doesn't do much after. In the comics, he doesn't really do much after taking them to Alexandria, and then, of course, at the very end, he falls in love with Jesus. But
That's all he does is date Jesus.
Yeah, all he does is just date Jesus after that. Really nothing that happens.
Right.
He does do that stuff with Beta. He does kill Beta, but that is kind of small.
Yeah. He does kill Beta.
Beta's not really good after the invasion of Alexandria.
Yeah, it's facts. Beta, I did like that they expanded upon the Beta character versus just, hey, he was a famous basketball player. That's cool, because in the comics it was just, oh, look, he's a former NBA player. That's cool. And then the show,
he's a country singer. He's a country singer.
I like that more, though. I will say. I think I like that more, just because they also kind of expanded where he starts playing the music.
But he shows up on Fear, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that
Yeah, he's
he the thing that I really liked was that the one thing I really thought was cool was that he started playing the music, and then he stood outside on like a pedestal, and then the walkers were around him as if it was like he was remembering like a crowd of people with watching him like perform music. I thought that was a really cool.
Did you see that Fear photo though?
Yeah, I did.
I think it's going to be a massive time jump.
I don't know, dude.
That was the poster.
What?
That was the poster.
No, that was just a picture from. I talked about the one where it showed up what people are saying is older Mo.
Yeah.
I don't think that is. It might just be a kid from Padre.
Man, I would honestly not mind a massive time jump.
I wouldn't either. They're so damn far away, man. They're like 7 years behind right now still. They're like, right now in the timeline, they're like shortly after Rick is taken. They're still on like that 6-year time jump that we didn't actually, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just don't think, did you see the photo too, Chosen?
Yeah, Morgan has, if I remember correctly, Morgan has like gray hair in the picture though, like a gray beard.
Yeah, he has a bigger gray beard. He has more gray in his beard,
If it's another Dream episode, I'm going to get pissed.
What?
If it's another Dream episode.
Yeah, shit. I'm tired of hearing this baby cry. Ray, do you remember how like this baby just wouldn't shut up? Like cry. It's like, guys, shut up.
More annoying than Easy Street.
Yeah, that baby was definitely more annoying than Easy Street.
Yeah.
It was. That would be cool though. The thing about it, people were saying it just could be another kid from Padre, but here's another thing. That kid was carrying like a miniature staff.
I can see why you say, Jerry. It's a possibility for sure.
It's more than a possibility. It's likely.
Right. I hope he doesn't. But
I hope he doesn't either.
No, but honestly, people complaining that if it's Jerry, it's like, but Jerry's not going to be doing much after the show. His story's done.
Yeah, I won't care much if he dies, but I feel like it's a fake out there.
Right.
Rosita is the most likely option still for me.
I was gonna say I definitely see Rosita.
I've seen a photo where it looks like she died, and I saw the commercial. It looks like she's dead.
Why do you think it is that like basically nobody died in the entire season?
Because Angela King is a wuss on killing characters off.
Yeah, that is the one L. The only 2 L's I give Angela King is killing off characters and making it. She had 24 episodes and still rushed.
No, I'm the reason why it's rushed is because of Part A was pointless, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with that. What do you think about that, Chosen?
Yeah, for the most part, like it set up certain character dynamics, but other than that.
It just pretty much set up Negan and Maggie doing stuff together, and and Commonwealth. Those are the only two very important things that happened.
Yeah, and I mean also that it's I do like how Chosen said earlier that the dynamic between Negan and Maggie Buttonheads, I thought that was actually a really cool thing of 11A. I thought that was actually really good.
Yeah.
I like their frenemy dynamic. They're being kind of like frenemies.
Yes.
Yeah.
But a lot of people hate on Maggie just because they're like, in love with Negan, but they're also in love with Glenn. At the same time, Megan killed Glenn.
Me as a Negan sib, I'm alright. I'm alright with Maggie.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Dead City is that I wonder if Annie dies in this episode because people are saying in Dead City that Negan's gonna act like season 7 Negan again.
Yeah.
I wonder if Annie's gonna die.
You said season 7 Negan, right, Deadwalker?
I mean, they said that he's gonna start acting like he'll be attributing. He'll start having more attributes like old Negan again.
Is Angela Kang brave enough to kill a baby though? Because isn't Annie pregnant?
Yeah, I know. That's what
It's not killing a baby off. The baby hasn't been born yet.
Yeah, but still, that's still kind of like a pregnant woman. That's kind of like
that's a big topic in the U.S.
Angela King needs to grow some sense of balls to do it. So be a little ballsy.
I don't think they really give a shit because you see how the show's ending, so they're saying fuck anytime they want.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched Talking Dead. Michael James Shaw. That line wasn't even in the script.
Yeah, they don't even give a shit because the show's ending.
He improvised that line though.
That's funny.
I love that time to fuck shit up.
Yeah, that was improvised. I thought that was kind of funny.
That's funny.
I think Mercer. Who is your favorite character in the? So, guys, who is your favorite character in the whole Commonwealth
season?
No, in the whole Commonwealth arc. The Commonwealth characters. I'm talking about Mercer, Pamela, Lynn.
Maybe Mercer.
What about you, Chosen?
I'd probably say Mercer too. Because think about everybody else is kind of we have Pope or Annie and stuff. Other than Lance and Sebastian Pamela. Everybody else is kind of
Lance too, though. I can't lie. I do like Lance as well.
Yeah, Lance
is good. Yep.
Pamela, I find her kind of annoying.
You said what?
I find Pamela a little bit annoying on the show. I'm not scared of Pamela on the show, where at least Lance Hornsby, I was somewhat frightened of him.
Yeah, Lance was really smart.
Pamela Mill, how she shot Judith, though, and then said, you did this? I'm like, huh.
Well, you're the one that shot her, so obviously that's not true.
She wasn't even aiming for her. She was aiming for Maggie.
Well, yeah, that's
from her perspective. Daryl and all them are the bad guys, right? So she sees this as her, as them ruining her, her position.
Technically, they didn't do it. Technically, if you want to blame anyone, you technically should blame Eugene.
Yeah.
Yeah, savagery.
Storyline this season was really good. Eugene,
I can't wait for that 2 hour. I can't wait for that 2 hour Talking Dead on Sunday.
Do you guys have any predictions on the surprise guests? Because there's apparently supposed to be a surprise guest, but they put out the main people. There's apparently Jeffrey Dean Morgan isn't there. I don't know why he's not there.
What if it's Andrew Lincoln is the surprise guest?
No, they said surprise guests. Plural, there's going to be surprise guests.
Yeah, what if he's one of them?
Would you think that he will be, along with Denai Guerrera?
No, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be.
I think Irony Singleton is actually going to be one of them who played Key Dog because he's actually in the area. He actually was he's actually promoting the final season on his Instagram. He said there was he had a live autograph signing that he was.
I would have said Stephen Young, but other than he doesn't want to do anything with Walking Dead, so
I don't know why he doesn't. I would love to see a vision. Maggie having a dream about him. I would love to see that. I don't know why he doesn't want anything to do with it. I mean, he recently was in that movie that probably won awards.
Nope.
Even Young is doing Invincible, and that's pretty much it that I know of. That I really know.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I think that I think Michael Rooker will show up.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool.
I think Michael Rooker will show up. I just think he will. I think John Bernthal will probably show up. I think he will.
John Bernthal, every time they ask John Bernthal to come back, he always says yes.
Yeah, so he'll probably show up. Irony Singleton will be there. I think it's almost confirmed. He's kind of just hinting at he's in the area. He'll be in Atlanta literally right around that time. Who else? I would have said Scott Wilson, but he's dead. Who else?
The actress who played Beth showed up in an episode this season. That's talking to her, so maybe she shows up.
I hope David Morrissey goes. I hope David Morrissey's there. That would be cool.
I believe the actress who played Beth did a Talk in That episode this year.
Chandler Riggs could be there because he actually was on set for the final episode. They saw him. People spotted him in a photo when they took the final cast photo in Hilltop. They actually spotted him there. So I think Chandler Riggs will be there. I think he forgave Scott Gimple. I think I want Sarah Wayne Callies to be there.
No, I mean, and then plus they did him and Kaylee Flemings did comic conventions together, and
yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool.
With the actors who played Lori, they did a convention together.
The two actor and actresses I want to see are Andrew Lincoln and Janai Greer. I hope they both show up. I feel like they might.
I'll probably scream.
He probably scream. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan isn't there though. He wasn't even on the lineup.
Has Jeffrey Dean Morgan even did an episode of Talking to this year?
No.
Yeah, I thought so.
Maybe it's because he's filming The Boys season 4. That's probably why he can't make it.
Yeah, but how many episodes is he even in The Boys? Is what I wonder. I thought it was going to be more like a guest appearance.
I don't know.
I thought he was in one of the Talking Deads. I thought I remember seeing him in one of them.
No, he wasn't in any of them.
No? Oh.
If I remember correctly. Well, I think the last episode of Talking Dead he did was Here's Negan.
Oh, I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
I think Chad Coleman will be there. Play Tyrese. I think Alina Masterson will be there. Tara, she might show up. I think that I think Michael Cutlitz will be there.
Josh McDermott, I already know he's going to be there.
Well, yeah, but he'll obviously be there. He's in the lineup. Well, I'm talking about characters besides the main lineup, the main characters.
I know Norman Reedus is going to be on Talking Dead.
Yeah, obviously.
Norman Reedus is always on that show. He's on there a lot.
Yeah, because he's, Mr. Popular.
Yeah, he's got his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And Nick and Norman.
Oh yeah, that's the man.
I want Lori Holden to show up. Same thing with Frank DeMund, but I don't know if they really want to because they don't like AMC.
DeMund, he hates the Walking Dead producers.
I know he does. He was really good buddies with Frank Darabont.
He did a lot of movies. He was in most Frank Darabont movies. Yeah, he left the show because they fired Frank Darabont. He left.
Yeah, I know. That was the main reason. I don't think Frank DeMund will be there. He does not like.
She hates. I heard hates AMC because they killed her off so early.
He signed on for an 8-year contract and they did that. But that's Glenn Mazzara for you.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, Glenn Mazzara is by far the worst showrunner the show's ever had.
Not considered by Epic. The Epic is Angela Kang.
You can't say that we've had way worse. I mean, it's just.
Do I think Angela Kang's the best? No.
I Scott Gimple, honestly.
Yeah, I would have said it a couple of years ago, but now I'm saying it's Scott M. Gimple. I mean, he at least killed big characters. I'll give him that.
Right.
And I mean, I said this so many times. I sound like Walker Dead. You know, he was the showrunner when The Walking Dead was the best show on television. You know, he fucked up towards the very end, but Scott Gimple was. But
that's after years, and I bet you it gets harder the longer it's been on, because you're trying to top yourself.
Let me ask you something, Chosen. Who do you think was the best showrunner in your opinion?
Oh, because like I'd say Scott is definitely a higher high than Angela, but he's also a lower low. You know what I mean? With season 7 and 8.
Yeah. Frank Darabont was actually not bad though. Like
he started in Glenn Morsara.
Well, because here's the thing is that Sam and Callis and John Bonstall did an interview not too long ago, and they really said like nobody beats Frank Darabont's writing. Like they said that. Yeah, I was like,
other than you really couldn't count Frank Darabont as much because you can only count him off the first season.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
But then again, there's a lot of stuff he wanted to do that apparently they didn't like, which was they wanted to tell the story of the fall of Atlanta through the eyes of that with the soldier in the tank.
Yep.
He wanted to. What they said basically, I think this is what you told me, is that he wanted to explore more of the world of The Walking Dead versus the characters.
I would have liked that. I can't lie. I would have liked it.
I would have, but I wouldn't. It depends on how it would have worked out.
Like The Walking Dead is about characters, though. That's the thing. Like The Walking Dead made zombies way more popular than it was because of its characters.
I mean, I agree with that, but I think the world building, I think we would have liked all these other characters, though.
Yeah. The Frank Darabont, I will say, is also like his kind of going back to just like what Sarah Wayne Callies and John Bernthal said about his writing. The dialogue is way better than it is now.
I agree with that.
It's way more realistic and grounded.
And the zombie effect makeup was better in season 1 than it's been in later seasons.
And if we had Frank the whole time, we would have like running zombies and zombies that can pick up rocks and stuff for the the entirety of the show. And maybe he would make variants. I don't know.
Yeah, because here's the thing is that people want to say, oh well, there's variants in season 1. People also want to say we found one. There was this thing on Reddit that I saw where they found a variant in season 3 that pulled the walls of he grabbed the wall of Woodbury and pulled it away and like walked in there. People were saying, oh, that's a variant. That's a good explanation. And plus in season 1 when there was walkers climbing over the fence, I think that was just a different idea at the time, but that's the way they explain it just to make it make more sense. That's kind of what I think.
In Fear the Walking Dead season 3, in like the second episode, I think, there's zombies holding on to the helicopter as it's flying away from like that military base or whatever. And in episode 1, the very end, there's like zombies inside a wall, and they like the way they pulled the dude in is like very unrealistic to how the zombies nowadays act.
Yeah, that's how they're just gonna say, oh, that was just a variant. That's what they're gonna say every single time now.
I love this variant introduction.
I like. What'd you say?
Yeah, definitely.
So Glenn Massara is the worst showrunner, and then I think after him, I gotta say Frank Darabont, just because he only got 6 episodes.
I think if he actually would have done more, Angela Kang would be second worst, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I do love Angela, and you got to give her props because she had to do 2 hard things right off the get-go, and right off Rick Grimes, and right off Matt, right off
Sean.
I'm saying, yeah, she had to write off 3 characters. She did good with Rick and Maggie, but she did not do that great of a job with Michonne. She did it okay. I thought the episode What We Become, I thought it was a great episode. It was like a what if, like this happened, what if this didn't happen type of episode with the hallucinations.
It is how she left halfway through the season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a whole war, but I just found out my hubby, might be alive. I gotta go. That's more important,
Yeah.
And I gotta leave my kids.
And then the group that she runs into at the very end, I don't even think they even know what that. They probably do now, just because they probably writing. They probably know what that group is now since the Rick and Michonne stood up. But I think it was one of those things, and my friend even pointed this out. He said, I think this is one of those things where it's like, we don't know how to end Michonne's story. We don't know how we're going to end this episode. We're just going to throw a random group that she runs into. We don't even know what this group is, but we're going to say what it is later on and just leave it mysterious.
Yeah,
That's
they just
Deadwalker.
had a cool idea.
Michonne had the same amount of episodes as Rick had for his final episodes. But at least the Rick ones, they were all together. Michonne's was separated, and I didn't like it.
What did you say, Chosen, though?
They just thought like that group was a cool idea. And like, oh, okay, let's put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of agree. I think being separated was not that good of a not good of a way for her to go.
Yeah, Brian hated. Brian actually told me I despised Michonne's exit. He's one of the people. He's not the only person. He's one of the ones that hated Michonne's exit. He hated Michonne's exit. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
But then again, they got to explain what that thing is. I mean, I think they kind of hinted as to why Rick's boots were left there because in World Beyond, Jadis was like, you got nice feet. She made him take his feet off so he couldn't run. Maybe that's what they did do with Rick. They took his boots off so he couldn't run.
I mean, I'm kind of excited for the Rick Grimes series. Other than when is Fear coming back on? I don't know when that show's coming back.
February.
No, I think I said her January.
Or January, one of the... Oh, January? Really? That'd be an awkward time, actually.
I'll look it up.
I thought it was February, but maybe
Are you watching Fear the Walking Dead Season 8?
Let me take a look. When it's coming out quick. Yeah, maybe.
Chosen, you watching Fear Season 8?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
All right, so far it's just me and Chosen.
I'm not watching it. I'm planning on it.
I thought you said you're just going to give the first episode a try, and then...
I'll see after that first episode, but...
Yeah, I think that they're going to do like a thing where it's going to be like, the first episode is going to be great, and then they're going to trick us into watching it, and then it's going to be trash. Like they did with Season 7 a bit. Season 7 episode I thought was actually a good episode.
You know, they...
Not really. I didn't think so.
What'd you say?
I didn't think so. I mean, I didn't mind that new character. It was good in the first half, but then the back half of that episode, it was trash. Because then he got killed off, and then it focused on Strand, and then that just pissed me off. And I'm like, no, that's a terrible way to start the season. But in the beginning, it had potential for sure. Because I like I said, I did like the character. You know, I didn't hate the character. But then you kill him off. You know, it was Alicia episode as well, and they didn't even have Alicia in it. So, I mean, you know.
I just thought it was one of the better ones. I thought it was one of the better ones.
It could have been way better.
Well, I said that. That's the fucking... But no, you said Chosen, they actually do good trailers?
Yeah, like the Fear the Walking Season 4 trailer was really good, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a good show, a good season. Nope. Then Season 5, if I remember correctly, was a pretty good season, but hell no, that was horrendous. Season 6 trailer, I don't remember too much. And the Season 7 trailer, I don't remember too much, but they might have been good. But I remember liking the Season 5 and 4 trailers. But
Season 7 trailer really wasn't even that big. It was only like 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, I remember some of the scenes in that trailer, and it wasn't really that exciting. But
Season 6 trailer was pretty good.
Yeah, season 6 was not bad.
So Season 6 of Fear, would you say it was just decent, or would you say it was a lot better than because Dan thinks it's actually the second best season of Fear, Season 6. Second best?
It's definitely the best that Ian and Andrew have written.
Yeah.
But it's still not like good.
Well, actually, believe it or not, Ray's actually found out it actually wasn't Ian and Andy that wrote the first half.
Right? It's the best in their era.
Ray, didn't you say like they were ghostwriters?
Yeah, there was Ghost Riders.
Yeah, they had Ghost Riders. Yep.
Yeah, well, so explain exactly what happened, because you guys tell me about this. Like, how they got the Ghost Riders on?
So they got the Ghost Riders because Ian and Andy did the first 4 episodes, and they had the the people that always review the episodes, before they, approve it and say that it was, that yeah, make the episodes, go through it all. Send to the audience basically, give the okay. And when they saw the first 4, they did not give the okay, and they said no, not. And I think even the network even agreed that no, that's terrible. We got to restart and redo it. So then they ended up getting new writers to help them do season 6. And
But why wouldn't they continue episode 7?
do that is a good question. I don't know. Maybe
Or
the
straight
maybe
up
the ghost
for these
maybe the
guys.
Ghost Riders thought that they, because they set it up a, I guess, somewhat decent season 6. I guess they thought that they would just kind of go on with it. Quite
Actually,
frankly,
believe
because I know AMC was trying to find new producers. They were, and they kept trying, and everybody kept saying no, or people that said yes, they said they would have to make everything from season 4 on Uncanyon. So basically,
they'd have to
basically, none of it happened.
retcon.
Yeah.
Retcon.
Retconned, exactly.
Well, Chosen was one of those people that actually made this theory that seasons 4 through 7 is actually them hallucinating while still in the water. Yeah,
It feels that way.
Yeah.
They could be hopped on Virgil's hallucination drugs and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think they should have retconned. To be honest with you, it would have been way better than continuing with these doofuses. But
It feels that way. I mean,
you
season
know,
6
I get why AMC decided not to go with it. I don't think they care about Fear anymore. Quite frankly, I think that's why they're just letting it go into its black hole, I guess.
Why did season 8? Why did it start this time of the year in like October when the main show's going on?
Right. Yeah.
Shows you AMC's just like, we don't give a shit about Fear.
yeah.
Yeah, they definitely don't care. I think that's why they just gave up. They just, you know what I mean? I think they're just letting the show die at this point.
Well, here's the thing about Ian and Andy is that they both ruined other shows. Like, they were on the Vampire Diaries, and they fucked that. I heard the seasons that they had were trash. They also did Once Upon a Time. I heard the season that they did was trash. So it's not unheard of that Ian and Andy fucked up some shit.
They did Dollhouse.
That's for
How do these guys get a? How do they get a job?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, how do they even graduate?
Is one of them gay?
University? Or high school even?
Like I said, Chosen, that's a good freaking question. I mean, I would like to go there myself and ask them. Ask them, the network of AMC. I'd like to go and ask them specifically and say, hey, why'd you hire these idiots showrunners? What made you think that the show was going to do good with these idiots under, as the producers? Like, I would like to see what they would say, quite frankly.
Hey, Deadwalker.
Ian and Andy must have went bankrupt when because they must have paid AMC a lot of money to be able to work on that show.
So whoever Ian and Andrew are sucking, I mean, they must be doing a great job. They keep getting work.
Yeah,
I mean,
damn sure.
And then they bring back Madison, and, I will say the season finale was one of the better ones, but they kind of already fucked her character up a little bit.
Yeah, they already messed her character up, which didn't shock me at all. I mean, her character is not anything like she was when she was, when we first last saw her. Not anywhere near it. And it disgusts me to even see her back on the screen to be saying that she doesn't even want to see Alicia or anything. And I'm just like, that is not her character. That doesn't even make any sense at all.
Yeah, I don't want to see Alicia.
I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, it makes me sad. I mean, it's like, You know, I mean, that's why when I heard that she was coming back, I was like, no, you're gonna ruin her character. I mean, that's you're not gonna make her character better. You already ruined Alicia's character. Now you're gonna ruin her character. It's like, damn, man. You know, I don't. That's just where it comes. You know.
I don't see them as they're doppelgangers. I don't see the original Fear characters from season 4 and onward as the same characters. They're doppelgangers.
Yeah, I think they're just used for views, really.
Well, the only character that's
actually
consistent is season 1, 2, and 3. It's freaking Victor Stranax the same.
Right.
I mean, Chosen in his videos will say fake Alicia, fake Madison, right?
Yeah. I call Fear the Walking Dead Fear the One Thing Morgan.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree, dude. It's it's sad, and it makes me it just makes me so frustrated because I want to like these characters because these characters were once badass and were good characters, and just seeing them being trashed on and just given shitty stories, barely even in any episodes, barely any screen time. When they do, they act like they're idiots in some ways, you know. And I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, like, what the frick are you doing? You know, and that's probably why Alicia, actor, left. She probably said, frick this show. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's probably, she was like, I'm done with
Alicia
this, you know?
Mariah Carey left to do the lost flower of Alice Hart.
Walker Dead's in the street, by the way, too.
Walker Dead said that way to make us, God.
And then she also was doing a show called Saint X.
No, he would say this every single time. Well, he's like, Alicia doesn't care. She's starting a show called Lost Flowers, Alice Hart. She's going to be the main character. So that means that she's probably going to die in season 7. Every single goddamn thing.
He's in the stream, by the way.
Okay.
I don't care either.
I know. I figured I'd let you know. That's funny, though.
Well, Brian texted me today.
I'll definitely
DM'd me.
Just because, like, Alicia's just, I mean, I watch any show with her in it, my goodness.
I'm going to let you go for a minute. I'm going to go do something quick.
All right. No, but yeah,
What would you say is the stupidest thing you've ever seen in Fear?
I would have to rewatch everything, but it's either what's that dude Tom that died on that bridge in season 5 because he was trying to pick up a camera, or in season 5 episode 1 where they're in a plane, they crash the plane, they all come out unscathed and stuff, and they even flew a plane just to save some random dude across the country that they've never met.
Yeah.
From what I remember, that's probably it.
Well, no, I think the stupidest thing was with Alicia thinking the Walker
was going to lead her.
Alicia's character started going down when she started. You remember she started painting trees.
Oh yeah, she started painting trees and shit. I'm just like, what the hell? You know, I paused the episode when she started painting that tree. I paused the episode. I'm like, why the hell am I still watching this shit? What am I doing with my life? What is the point? And then I finally came back to being, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I'm still watching. You know, I mean, that's just, when you got me doing that, that's really sad. You know what I mean? That tells you that you're losing the connection to the viewers. You know, I mean,
take out the writers' room.
I mean, it's just not good. I mean, painting trees, yeah, that's a good idea, Alicia. Let's keep doing that. When a zombie comes up behind you and bites in the damn neck, we'll see how far you get.
The fortunate thing about season 7, I know you disagree with me, Rays, but the thing that I thought they actually had they had potential because I liked the whole Fallout 4 nuclear wasteland. I liked that. I thought it had potential just because they could have done a cool storyline, basically like an apocalypse on top of an apocalypse. I thought it had potential. I really did.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with you there, just because they already did it, practically.
Well,
they already had a season with all that stuff in it, so doing it again was just ridiculous.
But not to the extent of this one. This was like a nuclear wasteland.
To be honest, though, it made the scenery look kind of. I don't know. I didn't care for them to have masks on constantly. That took me out of it because I didn't even know who the hell some of the characters were because the mask freaking covered their damn face.
What did they chosen?
Wasn't really a fan of that.
What are you talking about? The wasteland stuff?
Yeah, I thought that had potential because I liked the idea of like the nuclear wasteland, apocalypse on top of Apocalypse 7, but I thought that was kind of like had potential.
I mean, I can see it, like, it kind of got annoying, but also, like, maybe it hasn't, I don't know. I don't know if that really, I think the nuclear stuff was an interesting idea in the world of Walking Dead, but the way they definitely did it was horrendous, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, I can kind of see what you're saying, Deadwalker, with that there is potential for sure, but you gotta understand, these showrunners suck ass. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna throw something at them that you see potential, don't give it to them because they would definitely do the opposite of what you see the potential in it doing. You know what I mean? Like you would have to give it to Scott M. Gimple or Angela King, or any of the other Walking Dead showrunners over these dweebs. You know what I mean? To at least see the potential that like you say that it could have. I mean, I do agree. I mean, it could be it could have been decent at least if these guys weren't doing it. I will give it that. For sure. I don't knock that. But the way these guys did it, I mean, and after a while, I did get annoyed of it. I was getting tired of it. I was getting sick of the same old BS, the mask and all this, and then not doing much, and then, not being together and all this, and I'm just like, it's getting, it's just,
So, Chosen, who's your favorite character in Fear?
Like, are we talking about the first 3 seasons or, season 4 and onward?
Okay, who's your favorite for seasons 1 through 3 and your favorite character 4 and onward?
Okay, 1, 2, 3 would be Chris, Nick, and Troy. Onward from like 4 to 7, I don't know, maybe just the ones that are like the characters that are like only in one episode because they're not terribly written because they only have like one line. Yeah. Those are probably the best written characters, the characters that have one line.
I agree with you on Nick, and I agree with you on, what was the other one?
Chris Manawa? You like Chris Manawa?
No, not that one. The other one. What was the other one that you said? You said 3.
Troy.
Troy, yeah. Troy, and Nick. I'll agree with that. Chris, I wasn't. I mean, he was for me. It was
I think so many characters in the first 3 seasons of Fear have so much personality. Like Celia Flores, I don't know if you remember her, but she's only in like 3 episodes of season 2 or something like that. She had so much personality. I think Dave Erickson did a really good job on even just like these little characters.
Did you like Dave Erickson left?
Well, he was like basically fired because Dave Erickson wanted to do season 4. He had interviews talking about what he would have done and stuff. But yeah, he got kicked off.
Do you know
why? Because he didn't want to do the crossover?
That might have been part of it, but the views were also still going down a tiny bit, but they were like basically always at 2 million. But it wasn't at like, peak season 1 of Fear. But Dave also had a deal with AMC that he'd make other shows on AMC, but I guess they lied about that because that never happened.
Definitely something happened there for sure.
What did Dave Erickson say he would have done actually? Because my prediction is I thought the Proctors would still be the season 4 villain.
Season 4, yeah. So he said that he wanted to expand more on the Proctors and stuff. He got the Proctor idea, like the motorbike gang, from Sons of Anarchy because he wrote on that show for a bit. He said he wanted to obviously make Madison kind of become like a villain near the end of the show by like season 7. he said he wanted Alicia to be kind of her own, and he wanted Alicia to be like independent, and like on her own and kind of become a leader, kind of like what Madison was a bit in certain ways, but kind of like the opposite of Madison. He wanted Nick Madison's storyline to obviously for them to butt heads a bit more. And he also did say that Nick Madison, the three Clarks would survive until the end of the season. He wanted to expand the story on Victor and Daniel. He wanted to do a lot of things, but then Ian Andrews said no. So,
well, I don't really like the whole Madison becoming a villain. I don't know, but then again, it's better than what we got.
What if it been like a villain where she's like, I think it would have been more of a villain just towards Nick and Alicia mainly, but like it would be like a villain where she manipulates people because in season 3 she manipulated a lot of people, like especially Troy, to get what she wanted.
That's true. I thought that.
Yeah, I would have preferred that over what we got.
Troy was a trash. Troy was a trash person, but he wasn't interesting. I also like Jake Otto.
Huh.
Yeah.
And they killed him off. Here's the thing. Even during Dave Erickson early on, he killed off characters that were really good. Ophelia, Travis. Man, that character was so good. I was so mad when they killed off Travis.
Well, Travis, obviously, he wanted to. He was going to be in the Avatar movies. So I think that's the main reason why he killed Travis off. And Ophelia, he killed Ophelia off because the actress was pregnant and stuff. So she kind of wanted to go off because she was pregnant. But I think the ways he did it, like the way he killed off Ophelia was so tragic and so emotional, like how Daniel doesn't even get to see her alive and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like he did good with what he had.
Yeah, he did. And you know, here's the thing is that Dan was. I seen Dan. Dan says he doesn't understand why season 2 gets so much praise, and I see his points. The villains were not that great in season 2. You got Celia Flores, the drug cartel, and the pirates. You know, it's not very interesting villains, I will say, and you know. The stuff on the boat was a little slow. You know, I don't know. I did like season 2 though.
I like all 3 seasons of Dave Erickson's show, but I will say the pirates are probably the worst villains. But I think what he's trying to get at is like, you know, it's early on in the podcast, so there's not going to be like big groups like Negan or anything like that, or as big as like Negan or the Governor. Because think about it, season 3 also is, you know, ends when season 1 ends, right? So of the main show. But also, I think he wanted to make Madison kind of the ultimate villain near the end. He didn't want to have like another big villain at the same time. You know what I mean? That was like last season.
I will give Andy credit though. Teddy might have been the best villain the Fear ever gave us. Honestly, I really liked Teddy. I thought he was
I think for the first few episodes, maybe Teddy, but then he kind of just turned into an idiot, like every other character.
He was funny, though. I mean, he was funny.
That's the only thing he had for him, though. Is that he was funny. Like you said, Chosen. He was good for a few, but then he just went flat.
I mean, who do you think was actually my favorite villain from season 1 through 3? I would say Taco Walker, but he became kind of like a good guy. But I really liked Proctor John, though, even though he was only like 3 episodes. Which is unfortunate. I really liked Proctor John. I thought he was a good character, actually. He was creepy. He was menacing. I liked Proctor John.
Yeah, he was really cool.
There's, of course, Dante Esquivel. I thought he was okay. He's kind of just more of like just a businessman. And of course you got Taco Walker, but he became kind of like a good guy. But when he was the villain, he actually was kind of menacing. It was kind of cool too. I don't know.
Dave Erickson said that in season 3, they really found like, you know, what they're going to be going for, like for the future seasons, like. Because he said, like, one main theme of season 3 was just violence, and, like, what violence does to a person and stuff. And there was, like, a line where Leash, I don't know the exact words, but Leash just says like to Nick, like, this isn't you, like, you're just, you know, because Nick is like, I don't know, just something along those lines of like, this isn't you. And yeah, he kind of wanted to expand just on violence and like what it does to prison or just what the apocalypse is, which obviously is The Walking Dead in general, but yeah.
Do you think the crossover still, Dave Erickson's version, if they didn't fire Dave Erickson, do you think the crossover still would have happened?
He said no, he didn't want to crossover, but they might have eventually forced him to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, here's the thing. I think it was already pretty obvious that they were going to go to Texas anyways. Just
Yeah,
because,
they were.
I mean, because you heard what Proctor John said. You know, he said, "Did you ever hear that Texas has their own solar grid?" That was kind of like a hint. Okay, they're going to Texas type of thing, right?
Yeah, well, see, what Proctor John wanted is so the Bazaar, you remember the Bazaar? He wanted to make a bunch of different communities like the Bazaar and like all around, basically just the United States and like, I guess Mexico too, obviously. And it would kind of be like almost like Negan's Outpost, but like in way, you know, different states and all this stuff, just way more separated and just make a big community, but like of like trading outposts and all this stuff. So he wasn't like, Pastor John was a jerk and, you know, probably a bad person. And like, he would have been a villain for like Madison, you know, the main characters and all that stuff. But like, his ultimate goal wasn't like, you know, world domination or you know, taking over other communities like Negan was. His overall goal was just making a society.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You know, what's kind of funny is the actor that played Proctor John, actually, it's kind of a role reversal for him, because when he was in Sons of Anarchy, he was actually, I think, an FBI agent that was trying to take down the motorcycle gangs. So he's kind of like an opposite role, because now he's actually the leader of the motorcycle gang versus like he was like a FBI agent trying to take down the Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if you knew that, but that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and he is on the show, but I didn't know that. I recently watched the first episode of Sons of Anarchy, but I haven't watched anything since.
They brought some characters like Opie. Opie was Beta. Brian Hurst was Opie. I have a friend of mine who's a big fan of Sons of Anarchy. You know, and right now they got a spinoff going called The Mayans, which is a prequel and is probably another motorcycle gang that's a rival to the Sons of Anarchy. But it's besides the point. I really think Dave Erickson would have given us such a good show, and I truly believe he was, you know, he wanted what was best for Fear the Walking Dead. I really truly believe that, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll disapprove on AMC's decision on that, is getting rid of Dave Erickson. I think he made a bad choice. I really do think so, because I think that the show really started actually getting better. And I think your views actually did go up a little bit, very slightly, because season 2 they dropped a little bit more, but then season 3 you actually started kind of picking up a little bit, where you stayed more consistent around the 2, almost the 3. Yeah, like a few minor episodes that were under 2, but other than that, I mean, they were at least 2, you know.
Well, yeah.
And I do think, because of the potentiality of 3 doing so well, I do believe that season 4, if Dave Erickson was still on, I do believe that those viewerships would have actually went up, or at least stayed the same. Anyway, a worst case scenario. Just because of everything getting better. I mean, in terms of the story, the characters, you know, everything, the way it's playing out, compared to these dweebs. I mean, you know, season 4 tells you how shitty these dweebs are, where it drops from it starts off at 4 million for the first episode, down to 2.5 within 2 episodes later, to then 2 million, and then just being a grad slope, you know, even definitely through season 5. You know, you had one of the lowest rated episodes, 1.114, in season 5. And then season 6, same thing. Even though that was a better season, I will say, you had a declined slope all the way down. And that was your best season. And you still lost people.
Do you think characters like John Dory and do you think those were Ian and Andy characters? Do you think those are characters that were planned before even Ian and Andy came on?
What's up, Drew?
I'd say they're Ian and Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I thought John Dory was actually such a good character, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he was probably the best character that Ian and Andy wrote, and they killed him off.
What a shocker.
I know.
I'm
Fear
not.
the Walking Dead, like
I'm not shocked by what these dweebs do. You know, it's not shocking at all. You know, they seem to like to get rid of the good characters and keep the shitty ones around, which makes her show trash.
What do you say, Joseph?
The first 3 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead still has such a big fan base. Like, if you go on Reddit, I check it every once in a while. There's still people posting about the first 3 seasons of Fear and just talking about, like, you know, just talking about the show and all that stuff and the missed opportunities. But Walking Dead, so earlier you were talking about, like, you know, how a theory on, like, the Rick post-credit scene on the main show, and, you know, it kind of him waking up in the hospital and kind of just going full circle. Fear the Walking Dead first 3 seasons did a lot of stuff like that, like poetic type writing like that. And it's stuff like you know, if you're not like a hardcore fan of first 3 seasons like I am, you won't really pick them up. But Dave Erickson did a lot of stuff like that where, you know, it would go full circle, like they would start one way and then, you know, end a similar way or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
like he had a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah, it's very. I really. That's one thing I would say about AMC. They fucked up big time with the. When did they ask Dave Erickson to come back?
I don't know. I don't think he wants to now. I mean, I think they messed it up too much. I mean, you know what I mean? You killed. I mean, Alicia's not even there now, so that potentiality's gone. Nick's not even there either, so that's gone.
Here's my question though: do you think they're actually going to kill? Here's the thing: they said that Frank Delane wanted to leave the show in season 3. Do you think that? How do you think Frank Delane would have done that? That's my question.
You mean Dave Erickson?
Yeah, Dave. I'm sorry.
Well, the rumors were. It's not confirmed, but the rumors are that Frank Delane only wanted to leave the show because by around that time they heard that Dave Erickson was being fired or whatever, and that they're bringing on these 2 idiots, and they heard like the direction that Ian and Andy were going in, and Frank was like saying, "Hell no, I'm not going to be part of this dumb show," right? So that's the rumor. It's rumored that that's the reason why he wanted to leave. Instead of why would Frank want to leave Fear the Walking Dead if Dave Erickson wasn't leaving, right? Because like it was going in such a good direction, and The Walking Dead is such a popular fan base franchise. So why would he want to leave, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so happy you said that. That really does shine a light, and I do believe, even though you say it's not confirmed, I do believe that that's probably 100% true. Because that would make a lot of sense, you know. I think when he saw those dweebs coming on, he was like, "Frick no!" You know, get the hell off this this sinking shit. As I always say, it's the Titanic and it's sinking, and these dweebs are sinking it.
Yeah.
And the actors want to jump off the ship so they can so they can survive.
I mean, Nick was the character that literally. I mean, if you think about it, he might be Fear the Walking Dead. Just because he was like the main. I mean, I know Madison kind of was like the main character, but he was like, you know, he was like that character that, you know, honestly, if there's one character that would have survived it all, you know, I mean, Nick was the one we first were introduced, the first character we saw in Fear. You know,
I will say, I actually do think Nick was going to die because going on, like in the final season though, because going on to what I was saying with like the full circle and all these hints, there's so many different hints that Nick would die. Just to name a few. So in season 3, Nick says something or Troy says like something of, you know, there's going to be like a final fight and everything, but there's going to have to be someone who's going to like hold down the fort and, you know, kind of stay and die like a suicide mission kind of. And Nick says, "Oh, I'll do that." And then Troy's like, "No, don't worry, you won't do that." And then in season 6, episode 16, or sorry, season 3, episode 16, Nick says like, "Oh, I'm not afraid of dying," and he obviously he does that, right? He blows up the dam. He stays on the dam, but he lets his family and Victor go. And I think that by the final season, there would be something similar, but it would be Madison killing Nick. But he's not afraid of dying. And there were so many different quotes, like in seasons 1 or 2, where like in season 3 he says I'm not afraid of dying, but there's so many different quotes that just about death, and so many different, like in season 1, when he wakes up from the hospital in episode 1, the doctor says like, "Oh, you could have died," and Nick says like, "Coulda, shoulda, woulda." And then in season 2, Alejandro Nunez says like, you could have something similar, like you could have died. And Nick says the exact same thing, except he mixes up the words. He says like shoulda, woulda, coulda, or something. But he says the exact same thing. There's so many different hints that he would have died by the end of this the show.
Wait, you think Madison would have killed Nick?
I think I don't know about that's just speculation. I think Nick 100% would have died. But Madison killing Nick, I think it would have been speculation because obviously Dave Erickson did say that he wanted to make more of just that feud between Nick and Madison, and I think it would have been kind of poetic where Nick kind of forces Madison there, because Nick in season 3, episode 16 says like, "Oh, you would have killed me," referring to because of how Madison killed Troy. And he kind of puts himself in Troy's position, saying like, "What if it was me? You would have killed me." She's like, "No, of course I wouldn't." And he's like, "Are you sure about that? Because you've always been this person." Because Madison's backstory is like she killed her father and everything before the apocalypse. If you don't know that, so she's always kind of been this, you know, killer, right?
I didn't know that. She killed her father?
Yeah, her father was abusive to her mother and a bit to herself, so she killed her father when she was a kid. But anyway, Nick kind of puts himself in that position, like saying like, "Oh, you would have to put me down like you put Troy down." And I think by the final season, Nick would have kind of forced Madison's hand just to prove a point that Madison is a cold-hearted killer, and Madison would have, like, even if it was an accident or something like that, I think she would have eventually gotten Nick killed.
I want to ask you, you should rewrite season 4. Like, you should honestly do your own, like, because you obviously have, you know, you get the spirit of Dave Erickson and what he truly would have wanted. I've seen a lot of people do, like, Fear the Walking Dead season 4 Dave Erickson's version, or, like, you know, people, like, trying to make, like, what Dave Erickson would have wanted for season 4. You should do that yourself, Chosen.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
maybe if you do, I might check it out.
Working on season 7, because I did season 4 already, bro.
You have already done that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, when I first started, it was like in like 2019 or something, so it's definitely not as good as my writing nowadays, because I was like in grade.
Hippity hoppity hippity hop. You already did it?
Yeah, I was in high school when I first started writing on it, but yeah, I did season 4 already, for all 16 episodes, season 5, all 16 episodes, season 6, all 16 episodes. I'm working on season 7, but I don't really have the time to do that anymore, because I'm not in high school anymore.
Did you leave it off on like a huge cliffhanger, or is it like just like a good ending to right now for season 6?
Well, season 6, episode 16, I will say I really rushed that episode. I'd say episode 15 was pretty good. Then like every episode before that, but season 6, episode 16, I'm not gonna lie, I was just because I recently I did that like a few months ago, because I was like on a hiatus because I just have a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, episode 16 is not necessarily a good ending. I'm not gonna lie. But I'd say every other finale, like season 4 or 5, I did really good. I'd say.
And I'm sure you probably had the spirit of Dave Erickson in that, because I mean, you obviously, you know, took some time to.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of. I Fear the Walking Dead seasons 1 to 3 is my favorite show. It like I've watched it so many times, and like obviously I've looked at the Dave Erickson's interviews and stuff, so I definitely do want to do my best and try to do as well.
Try to send me those interviews. Try to send me some of those interviews. I'd like to watch those.
Okay. Well, they're
I never seen any of them.
They're not videos. They're just like written ones.
Written ones, okay. Well, I wouldn't mind.
What characters do you think that Dave Erickson would have had survived the dam explosion, but who would have died in Dave Erickson version?
I think they all would have survived because think that it was only like from the the main characters. It was only Daniel, Victor, Elite, the Clarks.
I bet he does,
it,
right?
And he said that he wanted to, and obviously Dr. John and stuff, but he said he wanted to do more with them in season 4. So I think they all would have survived. One thing is that there's theories going on that he wouldn't have killed Troy if he wasn't being fired, because he originally told Daniel Sharman, I think is the actor for Troy, saying that, hey, you're going to survive, but then, survive the season. But then he eventually went up to him and said, yeah, sorry, no, I'm killing you off. So Troy might have actually survived if they kept writing the show. Like, he probably would have died eventually, but he might have survived season 3 at least.
He probably got pissed off and said, fuck this.
I think Troy's ending. Originally, I was in grade 8, I think, when season 3 came out, and I was like, I didn't know anything about writing or anything like that, but I was like, nah, screw Dave Harrison, this guy sucks. After killing Troy, but going back, like, I think it was a good ending for his character and like for Madison and Nick's relationship.
Yeah, but he was a piece of shit, though. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Troy was an asshole. He was a piece of shit. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But do you think they're going to continue the tribute of, like, going to one home, it getting destroyed?
Didn't check it out, Walker did. Not yet, at least. By the way.
Maybe, because Nick in season 2, like, tells Madison, saying, like, hey, like, you destroy everything, after she like, destroyed, like, Celia's farm and everything. So maybe, because it also kind of goes along with, like, the theme of violence and just Madison, kind of screwing up everything. Because she's willing to screw up everything just to save her kids, right? Like, she, at first on the farm, on season 3, on the ranch, she was like, yeah, she's all for Jeremiah, right? But then once the big dog came in, Caltaka, like a bigger opponent, she was like, no, screw Jeremiah. Like, Caltaka's clearly going to win this one. So she switched sides. She jumped boats. She jumped ships, just to have her kids be alive, right? So she's willing to manipulate, screw people over, just to, get what she wants.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Taco Walker said the actor for Taco Walker said he'd never return. He said the show was unrecognizable. He said he would never return unless Madison came back, but I don't think he still will return anyways.
Because Ian and Ann, they would write him so terribly, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do it justice. And that's what makes it hard.
I like
it makes it hard to keep watching. I mean, season 7 was really boring.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And it made me hate Strand so much that I want to rip his head off.
I thought Strand was one of the best characters in season 1 through 3. Would you say the same thing, Chosen?
I mean, I'd say all the main characters were the best characters, but yeah, Victor was an amazing, well-written character. But
even I'll agree with that. Even I will agree with that. I liked Strand in season 1 through 3. I did like his character there. I did. No lie. His character was interesting, and it was unpredictable, for sure.
See, every once in a while, I look up Dave Erickson on Google just to see if he's, like, working on any other shows or anything, but it seems like he hasn't really done anything since, since season 3.
Huh. God damn it. Frickin' AMC.
Hey, when Epic hates on AMC, sometimes I'm tempted to just start joining him because of what they did to Fear the Walking Dead.
No, but it's like Chosen. It's like he has it's almost as if AMC did something to him.
That's the only thing that I would like I said, that's the only thing that I would probably go after AMC for is for ruining Fear. You know what I mean? Let these dweebs on. Other than that, I mean, I really, Tales, I think you just, I think you needed a better producer or whatever, and, more part of the universe, I should say. And not do wacky episodes like Groundhog Day,
Well, I think the thing with Tales is that they got writers who were, so excited that they finally got to, write on the show. And they were like, oh, I've been thinking of this idea for so long, ever since I was a kid. so I'm just gonna write it for this show, and then they just started
Right.
writing it for Tails.
Exactly. But I mean, but other than that, I don't hate. I think AMC's doing fine. It just, like I said, I think I do hate him on Fear, for sure. I do hate him on that, and I'm not going to defend him on that. Really, I won't. That's where Epic's wrong about that. We aren't simps. We don't sit there and freaking praise him in every which way possible.
Joe's recommended to find your YouTube channel. Can you send me a link to it?
Why can't you ever? I guess because it is. Yeah.
So many people have the same YouTube channel. I guess the same name.
Yeah.
It's always so hard to find. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, you might as well send it to me too. I'll check it out.
Send it in the chat here.
My YouTube channel has been doing actually really good recently. Just getting a bunch of views.
And
stuff,
I'll leave Chosen's link in the description. I'll leave Deadwalker's links in the description. Mr. Bitches as well. Show them all love, as always. As always, for sure. That's the thing I don't like about Epic, though, is that he's just a negative person. I don't,
Are you agree? We all do. Like, Epic just is always negative.
Well, he called you guys simps for not trashing out Fear, but like, what about me, Brian, Dan, everybody else who doesn't trash all Fear? Like, are we not simps too? Yeah, like, we don't trash out Fear like him, so like, are we simps? I don't know. Or is it just you guys, according to him?
I don't know. It's almost like he's got a knack for us. I don't know.
He's talking about me because we really like The Walking Dead.
Season 11.
Way more than he does, because he'll sit there and say Angela King's the worst, but we say she's doing really well right now, and all this and that. I said I know she could be doing better, but I thought she's doing a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, he doesn't say anything about like myself, Brian, Dan, Matt, because we don't go and like trash The Walking Dead or AMC like he does. So like, I don't know why he doesn't say that about us.
I don't know. I feel like he has a knack for us. He'll sit there and trash at us. We won't even say anything. He'll sit there and trash at us, talk trash, which makes no sense. I'm not sitting there going on my way trashing on him. I don't got time to waste on that, and I choose to be a better person to sit there and not just continuously trash on somebody, if I don't like them, But if you're gonna start trashing on me, then yeah, expect flack back. You know what I mean? It only goes around. What goes around comes around.
Yeah. Well, Walker, I was wanting to ask, what was up with when you went at Epic that one time?
Oh, you mean Deadwalker? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Deadwalker. Sure. When Brian banned you.
What are you talking about?
Like, when Brian banned you, like, what you did, like, what was up with that? I was kind of random.
I know it was just random. I just was low-key just having a bad day, so I was like, and Epic had literally just pissed me off earlier that day. I was like, I'm just gonna be an asshole to him, because he's like, he always does the same thing to me. Like, classic example is today. Like, not today, the other day is he left Brian's server because Brian literally told me that you started this. And he goes, okay, bye. You lost a subscriber. Fuck you, basically. So that was on me. I will say it, though. But, he's done the same thing to us, to wish us death. So it is what it is.
I was not expecting him to say that to Brian.
I know. Tell me about it. I was expecting him to be like, sorry, Brian. I was shocked. I was like, whoa. I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow, I can't believe you actually said that to Brian.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm saying you're seeing his true colors. I'm telling you.
Brian's one of those guys, like, you don't wanna be mean to him. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's hey, I don't want to be sitting here freaking attacking Epic. I never had a problem with him back in the days. I never did. He was a chill dude. But then all of a sudden he just turned 360 and freaking just decided to be an asshole, and he continues to be an asshole. you know, and then he kept trashing on me about my opinions and stuff like that. Kept, you know, started doing it on Deadwalker, doing it on Super Batman and others, and I'm just like, bro, like, what is your problem? You know. And he keeps talking negative about the show, and I'm just like, listen, I don't want to hear it. I mean, I really don't. If it's your honest opinion, fine, but like, you're like focusing on the negatives when really you should be more focused on the positives. I'm not saying you can't say what the negatives are, but when you just constantly talk about the negatives again and again and again, it just starts to become like, do you really like the show or do you not? I mean, you know.
But yeah, he's a broken record.
Exactly. I mean, and I was fair with my fan base, and I let them vote, and I didn't give any biased opinion to it or anything like that. I just said, hey, do you guys want this person on my channel or not? And they all said no. Okay. So, you know, they don't want him around. So, okay.
Yeah, the person you actually brought him on your server for like 5 minutes, and everybody was like, "Why is he here? Why is he here?" You know, just
they
like
got all angry and everything. I mean, they just were like, "No, get him away." And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I disagree with a lot of what he says, but like I personally myself, I don't have a problem with him. But like I see where, you know, you guys are 100%. I 100% see where you guys are coming from, because I see in the chat where he just randomly starts saying stuff about you guys, or he'll just, you know, repeat the exact same thing. Oh, AMC's trash because they're making spinoffs that nobody wants. You know what I mean?
Well, I just don't like either that he makes it sound like everybody's on his side, you know what I mean, when he says nobody wants these spinoffs. It's like, it's okay to be different. I mean, if you don't want these spinoffs, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that everybody doesn't, you know what I mean? So, like, don't make it out to seem like that nobody wants it, because that's not true. You know, you may not want it, but that doesn't mean any of us don't. You know, you don't speak for everybody, you know. You know, we all have different opinions, and you may like the way it's going, you may not. But you know, that's just kind of where it's at. But
Chosen said he had to leave.
yeah, I saw that. All right, well, that's okay, because I was thinking about ending it there anyways. And by the way, Mr. Blob, I know that you were saying, I'm going to go back up to this chat, and I'm going to kind of insult you on it, because I don't care. Let me go back. It's pretty far at this point. You guys talk so much. He said that at 10:34. So, to go back on that message, I'm going to tell you this right now. This is the series finale. Okay. So that is already some slack right there, and that's the reason why this stream, we were really going in on it. Just on the universe in general, more or less. But even on the finale. Because it's the final episode of the main show. So no shit, we're going to have a lot to say. You know. You know, so if you're not a fan, then obviously, you know, you don't have to watch. You know. Or you can turn away or stop watching or whatever, that's fine. You know. But, you know, when it's a show that started this channel, you know, and we kept grinding our way through it, all the way through since the beginning, you know, it means a lot to us that we, you know, that we do our farewells and, you know, go on it. Anything you want to add to that, Deadwalker?
What? What you said? What? I'm sorry, I was listening.
He said you guys talk too much. You guys talk so much. That's what he said.
That's the point.
Hello, it's the Walking Dead Thursdays, and no shit, there's gonna be a lot of talk. I am disappointed with Epic. Exactly, Storm. See, even Storm agrees with us. And Mr. Blob, too. Same thing. I remember when Epic wanted to VC a lot, but it is what it is. To be fair, we're all entitled to have our own opinions. This is America. Good stream. Thank you, Chosen, by the way. Thank you for being with us tonight, Chosen. Appreciate it. I like having other people on. Obviously, feel free if you guys are into the Walking Dead universe and to the shows, the main show, Fear, the spinoffs, etc. We'd definitely like to have you on. Definitely. You know, I like to have different opinions on all kinds. You know what I mean? We're here to have open discussion on the Walking Dead universe entirely. So, you know, we're here to, obviously, we respect everybody's opinion here. We're just here to have a good time and, you know, chat away on anything Walking Dead, really. So, you know, so feel free if you guys are interested. You know, preferably if you keep up with the show and with the spinoffs and all that stuff. If you don't, I would probably advise not, just because, you know, you're not really up to date with anything, if you know what I mean. So that wouldn't be really fair to you. For sure. I'm going to let you guys know because this is Walking Dead Thursdays, and I keep you guys up to date on any big Walking Dead streams. And you bet your ass, we got a huge one coming up this Sunday night. And Deadwalker will probably be with us for sure. Definitely, and that's going to be very exciting. We're going to definitely start before the live event on The Walking Dead. The live event's going to be starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. For everybody else, obviously it's going to fall at a different time for you, probably an hour earlier, I assume, if that's how it all goes. So yeah, so we'll probably start live between 7:30 and 8 o'clock with me and Mr. Bitches. And like I said, Deadwalker will probably be there as well, giving our final predictions for The Walking Dead episode 24, and kind of going over the universe and you know, potential Rick, etc., and kind of giving our farewells.
Well, I'm gonna leave the stream because I'm gonna leave the stream when the episode comes on because I'm gonna record. I'm actually gonna record my live reaction.
No, and that's fine. I'm just talking about, you know, beforehand and probably even after.
Yeah.
So you know, we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be going over everything, giving our farewells. We're gonna be saying our farewells to the main show. Obviously not to the universe, because the universe, we still got plenty coming up. So you already know we'll still be live for those, and we'll still be talking about those and everything. But yes, we'll be saying farewell to the main show, definitely, since that's the mothership that is saying farewell to all. So, yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah, so we'll be doing that. The live event starts at 8:30, so we will be reacting to that live when that does start on AMC, the channel, and then from there we're gonna exit out of the app, go back into it. By that point it'll be 9 o'clock, and then we'll jump to watch episode 24, the finale, and then you'll be seeing our live reaction the entire time. Like I stated, as any other episodes that we reacted to live, I'm not going to be reading. I might see your chats and I might look at it, potentially, if you get my attention. But basically, I'm not going to read any chats until the episode ends. So I'm just letting you guys know that. So don't get angry if I don't answer you during the episode, because our focus is on the goddamn episode. You know what I mean? You know. So just to let you guys know.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad tears. You're probably gonna see some tears here for sure, because this is a big boy. This is gonna be a long stream. I'm just gonna let you know about that. This will probably be a 3 to 4 hour live stream, because I think Talking Dead, right, is gonna be live after that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, isn't it for 2 hours? Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! So this, woo! So this could be, God, bruh, they should have done this at a better time. I don't know. Jeez, oh Pete, doing it so damn late, and then I got work the next day. The love is real. You know what I mean. Let's see. So if the episode is an hour long, it would be 90 minutes on TV. So that would be 10:30. It's not going to get done until 12:30. Jesus Christ. Criminy. Unless they posted the Talking Dead episode on AMC. Well, no, they probably will wait. My guess. Huh. I'm trying to think about that one. Because I was going to say that we would probably just react to Talking Dead live as well in that same stream. 2 hours long. I'm gonna have to check on that just to make sure if I got that right. As much as I want it to be 2 hours long, I kind of don't at the same time. Because goddamn, that's gonna be late. I'm not gonna get home until 1:30. 1:30 or so. Shit. And then I gotta get up at 5:45 for work the next morning. Oh shit. Or later that morning. Oh man. We'll see about that one. Obviously we'll go over episode 26. Excuse me, 24. Sorry. I don't know why I said 26. 24. What we thought about the episode and all that. And Deadwalker may join us at that time. Potentially. I'll make an exclusive video on my channel talking about the final episode of the Walking Dead show. Give my favorite to the series. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it's going to be a big stream. I'm just going to let you know about that. It's going to be a big stream. Probably 4, 5, 6 hours long. Probably. That's my guess. 4 to 6 hours. 4 to 6 hours. I could see that being easily, depending on how long the Talking Dead is and whether or not we react to the whole thing. I assume we probably will, just because it's, like I said, it's the finale. I think all the actors are going to be there, and that's going to be an emotional thing to see, so it's not going to be something we want to miss, but, at the same time, I just don't want it to be 2 hours long, just because that's going to be late. But I guess if it is that it is, then fuck it. I guess I'll suffer. I will suffer. I'll suffer for you bros. I'm going to tell you this right now. If I'm going to suffer for you bros again, you better smash that damn like button on that stream. I better get 10 likes on that fricker. Alright? I'm going to ask for it. 10 likes. 10 likes on that Walking Dead finale stream. 10 likes, at least. I'm suffering for you on sleep. I'm suffering sleep for you. Just to let you know, it may not be that long of a stream Monday night when I do get done with work. Just to let you know. Because I may want to go to bed earlier to try to make up some of the sleep I lost. So just to keep that an FYI, if I do stream, yes, I will be streaming Monday night. So whatever I'm going to be streaming, I don't know at this point what I'm going to be streaming that night, because it's a little bit too far out still. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. It might not be that long. Maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2, depending on when I start. So, just to let you guys know. Good thing is, I don't have a second job anymore. I have one more day, and that's tomorrow. And then after that, I'm free. I'm a free man. I just got my main job, which is from 7 to 3. And that's it. So, time opens up for me. So, you can consistently start getting more content as what you have been getting. Because I've been a broski and I've been on my ass. And I've been keeping consistent. So, appreciate the support. Really, I do. Thank you. I've got 6 likes on this stream. Thanks. Much love. Ragnarok starts next, by the way, just for you, because you guys crushed that like goal again. So, yeah. There's that. I wanted to emphasize that on what we're doing for that because it's the finale and it's going to be big. So, and as always, Walking Dead Thursdays every Thursday. Even on Thanksgiving, I will probably have a Thursday stream. It will probably be an hour long, maybe an hour and 10. It probably won't be any longer. And it will probably be later at night, probably. So, is what we'll shoot for. So if you want to be part of that Deadwalker, that'd be lit. What's up, Drew? Welcome to the stream. So, yeah. That is kind of the situation. Don't die in this, Deadwalker.
Yeah, hopefully not soon.
I know you guys probably want another chat live stream. I haven't done a lot of those, and I apologize for that. I think that'd be great if I try to make at least once a week, at least. Try to see if I can do that once a week. You already know the chat live streams. We talk about anything and everything. Okay? Let's try to stick away from The Walking Dead with those streams, just because we already got The Walking Dead Thursdays. That's what they're meant to be for. So, Marvel, DC, etc., etc. Spider-Man to galore, because we got Spider-Man simps like Deadwalker here, so, Which is nothing wrong with that. Ain't that right, Deadwalker?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, if you guys want me to do that for future chat live streams, we can definitely do that. We'll have people on calls and shit. Like I said, I know I'm going to do an 8-hour Q&A when I hit 800 subs. That one's going to be an insane one. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's either going to be on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I'm going to start it around noon, probably, maybe earlier. I might start it earlier. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm going to be live for 8 hours consecutive. 8 hours consecutive. And we're just going to be talking. You guys can ask me questions. You can ask Deadwalker questions. Anybody questions. I'm going to have a bunch of people on call. Deadwalker, Mr. Bitches. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he wants to be over for that or if he just wants to be on the call. I don't know. I'm just kind of giving out ideas, basically. Walker Dead can be in it. Chosen, if he wants, can be in it. Guns, for sure. And any others that would like to be in it. And we'll just have a blast for 8 hours. Like I said, I'll be doing a couple giveaways, so just to let you know that stream's going to be epic. I'm going to give 4 giveaways for you bros. You damn straight. 4 freaking giveaways. You get... Guys, better show the damn love, man, because I'm really giving it back. I'm giving it back on another level. I'm giving away 2 AJ figures. Like I've stated before, 2 of these bad boys. So I'm going to buy 2 more of these. 1 for me. Because I want one. He's pretty lit, So I hope they're still selling them, that is. I got to order them pretty soon here. Or at least add them to the cart so that I have them. So yeah, 2 of these AJ figures I'm going to give away to one of you bros. So 2 of you broskies will walk away with a cool AJ figure. And then because I'm a lit broski and I'm a God of War fan, you already know, I'm giving away 2 copies of God of War Ragnarok. Free. 2 away for free. To you broskies. You got that right. 2 copies. They're going to be digital codes. And they're going to be free. So, I'll be picking 2 random winners on stream. Alright? Excuse me, on stream. So, I'm not sure how I'm going to be picking the people yet. That part I haven't figured out. I could probably use that website again. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I might have to do it a different way. I might have to do it a different way. I don't know. We'll have to come back to that one at a different time. I didn't really get that far. Not with that. So, yeah. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for that. Whenever I hit 800 subs, and when I do hit 800 subs, I will let you guys know, and whatever weekend that's coming up, we will try to plan that in advance before that happens. So that will be a crazy stream. That's for sure. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. One of these times I'm going to be doing an update stream or video. I think stream probably. And it's basically going to be an update on the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Where I'm going to have my PS5 digital edition and my Xbox Series S. And 4 $50 gift card giveaways. You already know. 2 for PlayStation and 2 for Xbox. I'm going to do that. So, let's see. 4, 5, 6. So, there's going to be 6 winners in that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. What do you think about that, Deadwalker?
Think about what?
That 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, I'd say so. How much is that anyway? Let's see. 500, 300, so that's 800. I'm giving away $1,000. Huh. Would you look at that? You guys better show the love. I'm just telling you that right now. That's a lot. Good thing is I'm not doing it all at once. You know, my next thing I'm going to get is the Series S because I don't have that yet. And then later I'll buy the gift cards. So. So, yeah. That's the scoop. We got a lot of content coming your way. I got grinding streams all Saturday long. You already know the grind never stops on Mr. Ray's channel. Ragnaraki coming up. Kratos is gonna beat your ass with his axe. He's gonna jam it up your ass and he's gonna cut you into 2. And Atreus is gonna watch with a pretty sorrowful face. Because he's gonna cry.
Yeah, you gonna hold your Thor hammer too?
No, not this time. I don't want to take it back out of the box. I'm keeping mine protected in its box case. Okay, don't judge me. You know. I don't got a lot of room down here, and that's the reason why I like to keep everything combined in the box. You know, and my room is kind of messy right now, I won't lie. So, otherwise I'd probably put it in there, but it's kind of shitty right now. So, maybe with this time off, I could probably clean it up, and maybe I'll put it in there. So, yeah. But I don't want that Thor hammer to get destroyed. You know what I mean? I want to keep it in very nice condition. I like the hammer. It's pretty lit. I could probably kill somebody with that. I don't like to make that point, you know, you know, make that obvious, but yeah, I probably could if I hit hard enough. I could use it as an actual weapon. That's what's funny about it. The plastic is really hard on it. But it's lit. It's a freaking, you know. You know what would have been more cool? If you would have gave me the axe. Or both. That would even be better. Shit. Would have gave me the axe and the hammer. That would be lit. You know?
Yeah, it would have been cool, honestly.
Because I'm just trying to think, why'd you give me the hammer and not the axe? Since my character has the axe. That's the weapon I use constantly. I'm not saying the hammer's not cool. That's not what I'm saying. The hammer's lit. But why didn't you do the axe? I mean, you know, you're playing as the character that freaking uses the axe. You would have thought that maybe would have made a replica of the axe. But, I don't know. That's just my thinking, at least. But, I'm not complaining. I think the axe is lit. It's fire. You know, it just would have made the purchase a little bit more reasonable, if you know what I mean. So, and I'm trying to remember what the other people, the $260 people got. I'm trying to remember what they got. I think they got a couple more things. I don't remember what though. I think Don the Bomb got the premium edition. I think he did an unboxing, so I'll probably check it out one of these times. So. Anyways, we're going to end it here. I don't want to keep going on. But I figured I'd share that info with you guys and let you guys know. We got some big streams coming up, so you don't want to miss them. The grind never stops on Mr. Ray's channel. So definitely do subscribe. Be part of the Warriors Army. Unsubscribe from Mr. Epic Zombie Killer. And
our goal is 0 subscribers.
Yes. And because he is a lowlife who is negative all the time. So.
Let's hope that Skybound sues him like $100 million, like we said earlier.
Yeah. No doubt. And no, Epic, the Overraised Army is not pathetic. Okay. I think you are pathetic, though. That, I think we can agree on. The Overraised Army is lit, and we fire, bruh. And we can kick your ass all the way to China and back. So get out of here with that. Anyways, I'm going into Ragnarok, and we're getting this shit going. Alright. And the rage continues. The rage continues. Even though I really haven't raged that much, surprisingly. I've been pretty mellow. I have a feeling that's not going to last long, though. My rage will come back. I have a feeling of that. So, like, subscribe. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Much love. Like I said, check out Deadwalker. Show him some love. Help him. What are you at right now?
123.
123. So,
I actually put it in the chat, though. Or in the description, though.
Hell yeah. And like I said, I will eventually get the links in the description as well. Now that I'm going to get more time on my hands, I'm going to I'm gonna start from the newest ones, then I'm gonna work my way down, and I'm gonna start trying to get the just links in the description. I'm gonna start trying to do that. Get on a grind of doing that. Because that should just be a good habit I should get into anyway. So yeah, links. Help him get to 200 subscribers. You already know. Show him the love. He makes really good content on his channel as well. Check out Chosen. Link will be in the description for his channel, as well as Mr. Bitches. And yeah, we got a Fortnite Friday stream tomorrow night, so watch out for that. That'll be a biggie. And yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Over is Deadwalker. We signing off. Peace. See you next Thursday. Have a good one. Stay safe.